Hello, family. We hope that you're enjoying yourselves here with us on the Lit Television Network. We're interrupting the current programming in order to begin our following scheduled broadcast. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome back to Monarch Mindz. I'm Jess.
Welcome back to Monarch Mindz. I'm Damien.
Glad to have you guys back on this Thursday evening.
Turkey Thursday, right?
Right. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy
All
Thanksgiving,
right.
guys.
Good day. Sounds a good day.
Yeah.
Get full, you know.
Hope you guys are enjoying time with your families and everything.
Yeah. That's
So,
the biggest thing.
definitely. So today we're going to talk about, some exciting different things in real estate. One of them is being entrepreneurship in real estate.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people instantly think flipping houses like is entrepreneurship when it comes to real estate.
Yeah, that's one of them.
That's one.
That's one of them.
And you know what? It's a heck of a lot more.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yep.
Especially in real estate. I mean, there's so many, from the guys that provide the dumpsters to my favorite electricians and plumbers that, like, I won't say, they get you. We love them. There's wholesalers, there's real estate agents, real estate brokers, the people that like stage the homes.
Yep.
Even the cable people. When you think about it, there's some small companies that come in for like the new homes, and their specialty. They kind of run all your cables and everything else.
And the skilled trades.
So
you have your plumbers, electricians, mason,
framers.
Yep.
Your drywallers, the people that do your siding, your roofing, especially those cement guys, man. Those are really good guys to know.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of them. So many different things that you can get into.
Exactly, outside of flipping,
Just outside of flipping.
People think, oh, I gotta flip, but there's so many other things that you can do in real estate besides flipping that are just as lucrative or maybe even more lucrative depending on, your skill sets.
Yeah.
So I know not everybody is, wanting to search for houses high and low and get with wholesalers and, have to figure out lending to get the property. It's a lot that goes into actually finding and buying a property when it comes to this side of the fence.
It really is, I know for me, a long time ago, many moons, we won't talk about how long, but I started out as a property owner that had a small, little rental property on the back of my house, and we started renting that out, and that started my investment into real estate.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of how I started too, Damien.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So with my first townhome purchase, I ended up moving out in with my boyfriend, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna rent it.
Might as well.
It makes sense. I'm gonna rent it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it just kind of I had my real estate license at the time.
Oh, okay.
So I was a realtor. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be a property manager of my own property, and then just continue paddling in real estate.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it happened for me. Trying to think, what did I do? So I actually, for my first one, I rented. And I think I did that for the first 6 months.
Okay.
And I was like, no. So I found a property manager, and I let them run the company because that's what they do.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I even do it now. I personally believe in property managers because I don't want you calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning that, little Johnny dropped something in the toilet and I stopped up and the house is flooding. No, call the property company. Let them do it. And they can call me tomorrow and tell me about it.
Yeah, I hear you. It saves you a little bit of stress and headache,
Yeah.
With me self-managing everything, it's like the problems come directly to me.
To you, yeah.
And now I have to solve the problems, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I have a porch light that I have to fix, and a post on a fence that I need to...
Call a handyman, call electricians. And then also, that's another thing. there are a lot of handymen.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
small. Some of them are small operations. Some
Yep.
of them are bigger operations. You have like guys that do painting on the inside and the outside. I mean, flooring. You know, toilets. It's so
Yeah.
many. You know, different things. But I know for me personally, after my first investment, you know, that's all I really did was just mostly investment. And a few years I got into wholesaling.
Right.
So, and I've learned how to wholesale, and I can find property just about anywhere, anywhere. And that's been a good thing. You know, I can definitely say it's paid some bills.
Oh yeah, wholesaling. We'll do that.
I still do it right now. You know,
Right.
believe it or not, I have a couple properties. You know, I know somebody. You know, he was telling me about some stuff. We came up. You know, we did some owner financing type of thing. The owner's going for it. So you know, I may buy one or two or one
Right.
of them, but the rest I'm gonna put a little money on it. And, you know. Pass it to my friends, and then I still get to make something.
Right.
You know, they're getting an amazing deal, and then the guy that I know that brought it to me, he's going to make money.
Right.
So wholesaling definitely can feed you.
Oh yeah.
I think off of this deal, there's a potential of anywhere from $9,000 to $25,000
Okay.
just in the wholesale fees.
Yep.
So I mean, that's not bad.
And really, you know, there's no cap on wholesale fees.
No, I know some wholesalers that, man, they popping 30, 40, 100, 100,000. But it just depends on the deal and how good it is.
Right.
You know, and if you have equity, like I think the deal that you have has a lot of equity.
Yep.
You can't beat it, you know? So, you know, and that's one thing. If you didn't want to keep that deal, if she didn't want to keep the deal, you still could go wholesale it. And still make 30, 50, 60 grand.
Yeah,
easy,
exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
So then, after some of the wholesalers, then you have I think a lot of your regular investors and everything else.
Yep.
And you know, so some investors are hands on. I know a few investors that do flips and everything else. I think you do a lot of hands on stuff, don't you?
Yep. Flips and, you know, rental properties.
Rental properties and everything else.
Yep. I'm a one-person show, you know,
Hey,
kind of doing everything myself.
That's okay, you know. And then as you get along, you know, you build that team up, you know, but you got to find people that you can trust and you can depend on, because you know it's hard, and I know that. Like even some of my the guys I use for handiwork, you know, sometimes they got to call, you know, 2 or 3 times, like, hey, are we really doing this? But a lot of times they're busy, believe it or not. You know, so it's just bringing a few good people on your team.
Yeah.
So I have, you know, man, I have 4 to 6 handymen that, you know, I kind of work with, and I know, okay, you know, Diego is the bomb on this, or this guy, you know, Todd he's amazing on this, and then I kind of know, okay, well, what's going on, and then I'm going to do this.
Right.
So that helps out a lot, and then I know some investors that, you know, they're just a money man. That's, you know, like.
They don't want to be hands-on.
Now they numbers, like, hey, how long the money going to be out? How much am I getting back? Am I sure to get it back? If I don't get it back, what do I have to do? So, and that's just them.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's pretty cool. And that's not bad, you know.
No.
Make your money work for you.
Exactly. Just kind of sit back and relax and let everybody else do the work for you. So.
But then I even know some of the guys, you know, I'm you know them as well, that, you know, they've done it all. You know, they from flipping to new construction to rentals, and then they have all this money and they think like, well, you know, I just don't want to sit around, so let me deploy it, and they become some of those hard money and private money lenders.
Yep, exactly.
You know, so now they have their money working for them.
Right. Another,
Which,
you know.
Another
field.
Thing, you know, another field.
Yep.
And then just also when you talk about the trades.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, as much as, you know, I love my plumbers and electricians and my HVAC guys. And, you know, sometimes they got to stick you. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes you get a good deal. Sometimes it's like, can't do much for you today.
Exactly. It happens.
It happens. But, you know, when you think about it, electrician, they go to school for I think, a year or two. Then they have to be an apprenticeship for a couple years. And then after that, they may work under somebody to get some more experience. And then sometimes, they'll journey out on their own.
Yeah.
And, work with different investors or even companies, it's maybe a 3-4 man operation. And, it's a good living.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even, say it's not a good living.
Yeah.
Everybody is just not meant to go to college and, become a PhD or something. There's nothing wrong with that, but some people are better working with their hands, and that's just kind of one of the things. If you're one of those guys that are just better at it with your hands,
right,
then definitely take a look at it. And then when you have your plumbers, I'm telling you, I love the plumbers because I am not getting under a house for looking at any pipes for anybody's waste. I'm good.
No sewage issues. I don't want no parts.
I want no parts of that. So I love my plumbers,
Yeah.
because they go through a similar where they have to usually go through a school or have some type of apprenticeship. And then from there, sometimes they join big companies. And then sometimes, they venture out on their own.
Do their own thing.
Well, and I even know some of these guys, a lot of your like plumbers and electricians and HVAC, they may have a full-time job, and then on the weekends,
yeah, I've seen that too.
They do a little bit extra.
Right.
So it's a really good living, and I'm sure most people think like, oh, an electrician or a plumber, they don't make money. You want to see my bills? They make money, so
They do.
Don't let them fool
HVAC
you.
Guys too, and being here,
in Florida?
that's what I was just about to say. Being here in Florida, it's like the perfect market because your services are going to be needed year round.
Yeah.
We still running our ACs.
Yeah, I know. I think yesterday was like 70s.
Yeah.
It's in the 70s or something like
But
that.
kind of on the warm side.
On the warm. It's but that's just how the holidays are in Florida. Whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah.
Or even like New Year's will probably be warm as well. So they're always needed.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, a lot of those guys sometimes work like a full-time job at a company. Like how my HVAC guy is or AC guy. Like he works at a company, but he hustles outside of business hours. He's doing my jobs on the side after business hours. So
because he knows that investors are frugal.
Man,
that's the word, frugal.
In this market, or in this field, investing and flipping houses. If you're in these skilled trades, your bread and butter is probably investors. Like your go-to client base.
Because they come back, all
repeat.
the time.
Yeah.
And that's why, a lot of times I try to tell these guys and work with them, like, you may go to, Barney's house and do something.
Right. One time.
Out of a year. But I got like 10, 20, 30 houses in a year that you're going to come and talk to me. So, I kind of need a better price. And a lot of times they'll work with you. And I've had them work with me. And then, sometimes I provide my own material, because I may have some left over. Or they, say, oh, well, I have this or I have that. Or let me run to the store.
Right.
And they help you out.
Definitely. They definitely will.
But the HVAC, man, those guys.
Yeah.
They need it
Killing
all year. Killing it. Because whether it's hot or even when it gets cold, and your little HVAC system is not heating the house up, you're going to be calling like, hey, what's going on? Like, like, what's up? Now, in Florida, I know we don't have like a furnace and, those types of systems like they do have up north. But we still, a lot of times we either have a heat pump or we still have oh my God, what is it? It's these little like coils or whatever in your heater. 5 watt or 10 watt, and that usually is enough to, heat your house and keep the chill off.
Right.
So, and that's what they do.
Yep. Clean them, replace them.
Replace them, So it's a lot for HVAC. And then, I know for a lot more of the investors or even if you're doing a home remodel for some of your, if you're just a regular retail customer. Now you have your handyman, or now you have the flooring guy, you have the tile guy that does the tiles for the bathroom.
Right.
Your kitchen cabinets,
Yep. Cabinet guy, carpentry.
The carpentry, the carpet guy.
I have one
So-
investor that I actually helped flip a house way back when I first got started in real estate. But come to find out, he's no longer flipping houses.
Oh wow.
What he's doing is just doing cabinets,
Okay.
like strictly cabinets. I'm like, man, how'd you end up getting into that? He was like, I kind of just fell into it,
Yeah.
and the business has been very consistent for him.
'Cause cabinets. I mean,
Yep,
yeah.
and he may do counters too.
Oh
Cabinets
yeah,
and
cabinets
counters.
and counters. I mean, that's a really
They
big
go
thing.
hand in hand.
They go hand in hand because
Yeah.
when you put in cabinets, usually you want new counters. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I mean, whether it's granite or wood or
Yeah.
laminate or whatever they quartz, whatever they're using nowadays.
Yep, carpentry. I mean, that your flooring kind of falls in that. You know, if you're doing wood flooring or LVP.
Yeah.
Your trim work.
Oh, trim work is, to me, that's the most important things. And I always tell my guys, like, you gotta have a good trim guy. 'Cause
You do.
if not, that makes a difference from a house looking amazing to looking okay.
Right. Because the
Yeah.
trim really sets off the flooring.
trim really sets off the floor, and
Yeah.
maybe the door jams or whatever.
Yep.
You know, if it's really nice, neat, and caulked. I mean, so a lot of times I don't mind paying a little bit extra for my trim
Right.
because I know when I see it and it looks good, then the buyers or customers or whoever else are gonna be like, oh wow,
That looks great.
that looks great.
Yep. Yep.
So it could be a mess behind the walls, but as long as on the outside it looks good.
Yep. And I know one of the other things that people are getting into is like the wood accents.
Oh,
The walls, like they're accenting the walls
Yeah.
with like 2x4s and all sorts of
yeah.
materials. So
Yeah, because believe it or not, like in one of the flips we were doing, the wall was just it was so wavy and everything,
uneven.
and there was not much that we could do. So we got the wall the best that we could, and we were actually putting like wood flooring down. So we just ran it up a portion of the wall
That's a good idea.
to hide it, and then we trimmed it out, and it's a feature now. And you would never know, like
Right.
oh, the wall back there is
Right.
just
It's
wavy.
imperfect, but
It's
you
imperfect.
never know now. Yeah.
It looks so good. So it's
Yeah.
just one of those things, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
It set the project off, and that's just the flooring guy.
Exactly. And I know like it's people that just do that stuff now.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like I know I've seen a trend where they take like a blank wall, and then they'll put like I think they're 1x2s or something, and they'll make a design and then maybe paint it the same color, different colors, and it looks amazing.
It does.
It sets it off,
Yep.
and I think like wow.
That's something I thought about getting into. Like I've always
Yeah.
like I'm a very hands-on person, and like wood, just being
Yeah,
able
just
to manipulate wood in a way that
yeah.
makes a beautiful design is like
Yeah.
really captivating. Like in one wall will just set off the
Set it
whole
off.
room.
Set off the whole room. I see it on the videos, and then I know one or two guys that do it, and I just think like, how do you come up with a design?
Right.
It just
The
"Oh,
customer
I
is
do
probably like,
this."
just do what you want to do.
yeah,
you know,
it's
like
I kind of want a little bit of squares. And next
Yeah.
thing you know, it's amazing. You
Yep.
think, wow.
yep, exactly.
So it's those guys. I mean, like we could go on for days.
Yep,
and
title
days.
companies. We didn't talk
Oh
about them.
my God! the
You know,
title
here in
companies.
Jacksonville, I don't think we have any black-owned title companies.
I haven't seen. I've heard of one.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think I've used them.
Okay.
I don't, which is interesting. I may have
Right.
to seek them out and
Right.
see what they do. But for title companies, I know I usually try to go to a investor-friendly title company.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of times we're doing different things, and for me, they're a lot more friendly. Like I know, like the deal that I'm looking to do for some land, I can go and say, "Hey, John or Joe, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. What do I need to do? What's
Right.
the best course?" And they'll tell me, they'll be like, "Oh, well, Damien, okay, let's do the contract like this. We're gonna sign this." I've even had them, like when I do owner financing and different things, I've even had them help me with the note,
Okay.
the promissory note and the mortgage
Yes.
and all that.
I've had that happen
So,
too. Yep.
I know like, oh, I'm good.
Real estate attorneys.
Oh,
I
real
mean,
estate. You need those guys, real estate attorneys. And like, I know for some of the probates I've done.
Probate.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Probate attorney.
Probate attorney.
Yeah.
It's a big one out there, Mr. Nicoletti.
Yep. Good.
So
good one.
I've used him before, and I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, a lot of it also is, as an entrepreneur, you wind up meeting and working with a lot of these other entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that helps a lot,
Oh, absolutely.
And just knowing, and then as you meet this person or you're looking for something, you have a network or a group
Right.
that will help with these people and this information that you need to get something done and complete it.
Oh yeah, building the relationships. Whatever side of the fence you end up on, whether it's the
that's for
investment
sure.
side
That
or
is definitely for sure.
Yep.
So I mean,
So I know, like,
what else can you do?
looking back at all these professions,
Mm-hmm.
You have to run them as a business.
Yeah,
It's very easy, I think, these days to get the work, but to get the consistent work, you really have to run it like a true business.
like a true business, and that's why I tell like a lot of some of some of the entrepreneurs, that go on their own, whether it's the handyman or the electrician, it still has to be a business. Let's make sure it's legal and
Right.
what we're doing, and
So
how you
creating
get
your
paid,
creating your LLC,
creating your LLC,
doing the business bank account,
Mm-hmm.
having maybe a CRM, customer relationship management system,
Mm-hmm.
where you manage your customers. Maybe you want a system where you can send out text to customers or emails to customers.
Emails.
You want to do specials, send them coupons.
so you can keep them in, you can keep your name in front of them.
Yep, marketing and like
Right.
the little mailers that go out.
Yeah, I always see the mailers. But then also, one thing that I think some entrepreneurs forget: insurance.
Insurance, definitely.
Insurance. I mean, like, for everything that I do, I have insurance. My company has insurance, and we make sure that we run a couple million or whatever, a million, a couple million, because you just don't want that instance where something happens
Right.
and you're not insured. I mean, it could really destroy everything that you've ever worked for.
Right. One person can take your whole business down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
unfortunately.
quick. One
Yeah.
accident, something happens. A sub's doing something for you. Now they cut into the structure of the house, and the house is about to fall down, or the house has fell down.
Right.
So now you have all these issues.
Yeah.
But that's something that you also definitely need to take a look at, is make sure you get good insurance. There's a lot of companies out there. I see them on TV all the time, like Simply Business, or it's another one I see all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just something that you need to have and
Oh yeah.
and take care of.
Take the precautions.
Take the precautions, because you don't want to be on the end one day and think like, man, if I'd have just paid that little $100 or $200 a month, I would still have a house and a car.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I know one specific profession we didn't mention was a general contractor.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
man.
your
I mean,
guys.
that's-
Damien likes to use GCs.
Those are my guys. You know what I mean? Because they've been doing it for a long, long time.
Yep.
Most of them, and believe it or not, most of them started off as craftsmen or electricians or one of the other trades. And so they have a lot of information and they have a lot of connections.
Right.
I know like the GC I work with, because all the stuff that we do under our GC. We have a couple that we deal with, and anytime I have a question or a problem, hey, I have this going on. What can we do? What do you think? And I mean, they're always there. They've been amazing. And one of the biggest things is you want to do good work, and you want to make sure your work is permitted.
Right.
Especially if you're selling something to someone. You don't want to go sell a house, and then you find out like all the work or like 90% of the work was not permitted.
Especially the big things like the roof, HVAC, plumbing, electrical. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to get that under permit and have somebody, check it out and make sure that it's right. I mean, I've done some things myself, and then I still make sure I'll have the guy come out, make sure all the work is correct, and make sure the permitting is right, and that it's signed off and everything is inspected, and that we're good to go.
That's another profession right there, being an inspector. For your local county or city, that's a career.
Well, they
right there.
also have private inspectors too.
Okay.
So they have some companies out there that do private inspections.
Yep.
Believe it or not, like there's an engineering company I've used a few times to come and check out something like oh my God, this is wrong. Can you come out and check? And they'll come out and they'll do their little inspection thing, and then someone will give you a report. But it's just one of those things. You should do it to make sure that your work is correct,
Right.
and that you have an amazing product. Because that's really, at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says or doing, you're trying to get an amazing product to someone else, and that's what you're selling.
Right.
Even if you're selling a service, you want to sell an amazing service.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the big things that some people forget, is that no matter what, it's still a product or service that you want to provide, and you want it to be
Great.
great.
Yeah, because you want a repeat customer or you want a referral. That's one of the main ways I get business as a realtor.
Yeah, especially with referrals.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think. So know what you're saying?
I was gonna say we forgot two things. One is appraiser. And home inspector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two. These are two other
very important people.
Exactly.
Especially in this process.
Yep.
So I know the appraisers. I know they have a tough job, and everybody, wants the top dollar on your appraisal, but you have to give them a product that's good,
Worthy of
that,
and the comps are there.
and the comps are there.
Yeah.
You can't build $1 million house in a $300,000 neighborhood. Just you're probably not gonna get that $1 million appraisal. It's
Right.
not gonna work.
Yeah.
But then also, like you were saying, you have the home inspectors.
Exactly. And I know they have to go through some sort of coursework for that.
Yeah, they go through training.
I think it's a pretty short time compared to appraiser, though. Appraiser has to go through a couple years.
I think it's a couple years of appraising and everything else.
But the good thing about appraisals or appraisers, and it depends on you. Appraisers are not really in front of people, in front of the customer like that. They go into the house by themselves in most cases.
Yeah.
Or they meet a homeowner there, if they're doing like a refinance or something, but they're just there to basically look at the house, take pictures, and compare it to other properties.
Yeah.
So I think, with these different professions that we're mentioning, you have to think about yourself and like what you're comfortable with, what you're good at. Maybe you want to be an appraiser, or you're considering that because you don't want to work with people like that.
Yeah, and that's a good profession.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, I think that's probably about it. And let's say happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Hopefully you have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, see you next Thursday.
All right, see you next Thursday.